guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon Dan, coming back at you with a new Let's Play series on... Damn, I forgot the name of the game I'm playing. When Stars Fall, that's what it's called. I usually am used to the, title being on the main screen, and this game also sounds like it has some very copyrighted music. So I've got that, lowered. Y'all can probably hear it just a little bit. Hopefully YouTube's algorithm does not pick up on it, but... Yeah, so this has got a very well animated menu screen. I am very excited to see what the rest of the game quality is like. But anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Where am I? Am I dreaming? I can't feel anything. I don't remember. It's so dark. No light. No sound. Nothing. Just emptiness. Remember. I don't remember. I remember. I don't remember. I closed my eyes, which didn't make a difference in this dark place. I tried to remember something. A name, a face, a feeling, anything, but nothing came. It's as if there was nothing before I woke up in this moment. I opened my eyes. I don't remember anything. That is okay. You are here, and not here. Between, nowhere and everywhere. Even trying seems to be working. Let's keep going. A strange orb was floating in front of me now, and that ethereal voice seemed to be coming from it. I still wasn't sure what was going on, but at least it wasn't as dark. It still bothered me that I couldn't remember anything before this. Although you don't have your memories, your body may remember details you do not. Tell me, what do you feel? I tried to hold my hands in front of me, but saw nothing. I looked down at my body, but there was nothing there. Do not think or try to see. Simply feel. I closed my eyes again. Even though I couldn't see my body, I could feel it. It felt... fast? Strong, fast, tough. I say tough. I could hear and feel each heartbeat pounding in my chest. It felt like my body had been built for endurance. I feel tough. Very good. I opened my eyes. And I could see the light getting brighter. Thoughts and emotions began to come back to me, slowly, but I could feel myself remembering. I could remember what it was like to be sad, to be scared, to be lonely. I could remember what it was like to be happy and to be filled with joy. More importantly, I felt a sense of hope grow within me as the light became stronger. The grasp of this between place is loosening. We must keep going. I found myself getting curious and I wanted to know more. Grasp. How can a place have a grasp? This place is like a prison. It traps those who are lost or wandering. Those that find themselves here are doomed to wander the darkness forever, unaware of who they were, where they came from. They spend eternity with no knowledge of this place or any other outside of it. No one here has seen the light or escaped. Until now. This is why we must keep going. You must keep trying to remember anything you can. Between place? You said this was a between place. Between where? You will come to understand in time. Put simply, it is a void between worlds. It goes by many names. Purgatory, the abyss, limbo, the void, and so on. It is often thought to be the place between life and death, though it is much more complex than that. Who are you? The orb flickered slightly and emitted a soft sound that could have been a chuckle. I am a wanderer just like you. And like you, I no longer remember details about myself such as a form, where I came from, or even a name. However, unlike you and many others here, I am not unaware of what goes on here or what this place is. Nothing else. Alright. I may not know where I'll end up instead, but I know I don't want to stay here. Yes, focus on those feelings, those desires. Tell me, what else do you desire? Power? Knowledge? Love? Love. I've only begun to remember emotions and desires, but I remember love. I want to find love. I want to love others and be loved, to have that strong bond with others. The light grew brighter and stronger, and this place was indeed losing its grip on me. The whole world shook as an otherworldly sound pierced through me. Ooh. That's creepy sounding. 1 second, y'all. Water time. Well, I bet it's nothing bad to worry about. Oh, boy, let's go on. What was that sound? They've sensed our presence. They are coming for us. They who? Devashi. What the hell? Apparently I remember the concept of hell are the Devashi. They are creatures of the void. They are also wanderers here, constantly seeking out the other lost souls and wanderers of this place. When they find others, they devour them and become stronger and more monstrous. For them, it is nothing but instinct, a futile attempt to quell their insatiable hunger. You must hurry if you were to break free of this place. I wasn't sure exactly how, aside from remembering, but how do I force a memory? I looked behind me, but my surroundings stayed the same. No sign of that creature yet, so there was still time to figure it out. Okay, ask me another question, make me remember something else. I can't make you remember anything. You've done that on your own. I've merely been offering stepping stones. Well then, do you have any more stepping stones? We've learned so far that the key to escaping this place seems to be connected to your will somehow. Think more about exactly why you want to leave this place. Well, for starters, I don't want to be devoured by a Devashi. That's a start, but I mean you should think about something you want to dedicate your time to. Something outside of this place. Something you want to strive toward and put your energy toward. Something to strive toward? When I get out, I want to find out if I had family, a lover, friends, a home. Let's do a lover. A lover. I want to know if there was someone I was in love with and if they loved me too. The more I think about it, the more questions I have. Like, were there people out here who missed me? Who I knew was gone? How did I end up here? I must have had a life before I wound up here. I wanted to find out what my life was like and who I was. I need to get out of here so that I can find the answers to the questions I have. I'm over being stuck in this darkness. I think we're almost there. Just a little more, and I think we'll be for... That's not good. That's not good at all. The sound of the Devashi was louder, closer. I was running out of time. It would be on me any moment. I could feel the way opening. I just needed one last push to break through. But all thoughts left me when I turned around and saw the thing that was coming for me. Oh. It looked like a living shadow. Black smoke swirled in its wake as it barreled its way towards me. As the creature grew closer, all I could think of was wanting to escape, needing to escape. I didn't want to die. Then it came, like a whisper in my ear, but I didn't recognize the voice that whisper belonged to. But I knew what it said. It was a name. My name. I turned back toward the light. Without a second thought or hesitation, I screamed it out. What is your name? Press enter to use the default name. What is the default name? Marcus, okay. I remember! My name is Marcus! The world shook again, and I could feel the break as the light around me fractured. Wind and light raced by as I was propelled through the crack in the world. The last thing I heard was the roar of the Devashi as it tried and failed to stop me from escaping. So bright! I sat up and waited for my eyes to adjust. The first thing I noticed was the headache I had. The second thing I noticed was my surroundings. Oh, nice. I didn't recognize this place. I was in a field by the side of a road. Glancing around, there were no other people. Likely for miles, but there was a small pond and a willow tree. I walked over to the pond and knelt down. The water was so calm and clear that I could see my reflection. Okay, character customization is still a work in progress. I hope to have a visual aspect to it with more choices one day, but for now it's merely a few questions with defined choices. What is your skin color? Say tan. What color are your eyes? Blue. How long is your hair? Short. What color is your hair? Black. Play with the following choices? Yes. My hair was a bit disheveled and my face had a little dirt on it, but otherwise it looked pretty good. 1 second, y'all. Water time. Oh, this music better not be copyright. That's why I'm trying to make some noise. I mean, it just sounds like piano. I don't hear any lyrics, but still. I scooped some water with my hands and scrubbed my face trying to clean it a bit before running my hands through my hair trying to make it more presentable. While waiting for the water to calm again to see the results of my preening, I glanced down at my clothing. I was wearing a plain brown tunic that was slightly open in the chest and loose-fitting. My pants were also brown, but fit more snugly. Both my shirt and pants seemed to be made of the same cloth material. On my feet were some plain leather boots that came halfway up to my calves. Other than my clothes, I had nothing else on me that I could find after a quick pat-down across my body. Once the water calmed, I gave myself a once-over and decided I looked as good as I could given the circumstances. My headache subsided and I stood. Well, what should I do now? Explore the field more? Follow the road? Wait, explore the field some more. I decided to look around the field some more. Huh. There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. Follow the road. I walked over the edge of the road. There's nothing as far as my eyes could see in either direction. Well, the road's got to lead somewhere, right? Which direction should I head? Let's go left. I went left and started walking up the road. There's a lot of choices in this. I walked for what seemed like hours before I heard the sound of hooves approaching behind me. I turned and saw a horse-drawn carriage coming up from behind. The carriage was intricately designed with fine wood and sturdy wheels. It was pulled by a magnificent-looking white stallion which was decorated in fine leather barding. I moved to the side of the road to avoid getting run over, though I hoped the coachman would have stopped before that. I still don't want to risk it. Before I could flag the carriage down and ask for directions to, well, anywhere, the carriage was guided over and stopped in front of me. Being so close, I could see that the carriage was much fancier than I had originally thought. It was crafted out of a beautiful dark wood. All across the dark surface, golden swirls and knots were inlaid. I let my gaze follow the swirl-etched panels all the way up to the small window where they formed an arch across the top of the window and then spread upward and outward like sunbeams. My view inside of the carriage was blocked by a curtain of red and gold. The gossamer curtain pulled back and a fox greeted me. Oh, he's handsome. At least I thought it was a fox, but from what I could see of its body through the small window, it was more like a man than an animal. And it was wearing what could be a suit. Hello, might you be headed to the academy as well? It talks! Oh, a few days on the road, and I seem to have forgotten my manners. The fox man chuckled and reached a hand out the window toward me in a greeting. His hand was covered in fur and had claws that looked well manicured and purposefully detailed. Purposefully dulled. Silas Teagland. A fancy name for a fancy-looking boy. I hesitantly reached up and took the foxman's hand. I'm Marcus! I grinned broadly and shook his hand. He grinned broadly and shook my hand. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Marcus. Tell me, are you also headed to the academy? Well, actually, I woke up on a field back down the road anyways, and I honestly don't remember how I got there, so I decided to walk down the road in hopes of finding some sort of town or something. Silius frowned. That seems like a troubling predicament. I'm afraid you're in for quite a long walk, then. The nearest town is 2 days south of here. He gestured in the opposite direction of where I had been heading. Your next best option would be the academy, which is only a day's travel north by carriage. Silius rubbed his chin and thought. A moment later, his eyes brightened and he grinned at me again. I know. Ride with me to the academy. I'm sure someone there will be able to help you make sense of what happened, or at the very least you'll have a place to stay and a hot meal. I wasn't sure if it was my best idea to hitch a ride with a stranger I had only met, especially a stranger who was also a fox. But he seemed friendly enough, and it would be much quicker than walking there on my own, and possibly getting lost or attacked on the road. 1 second, y'all. It is water time. Wonderful. Not that I'm questioning your kindness, but you seem awfully trusting of a stranger on the side of the road. My parents always say that I tend to trust people too easily, though I like to think of myself as a good judge of character. The same could be said of you. After all, you freely told the first passerby that you have no recollection of your whereabouts or if anyone knows where you are. Yeah, when he puts it like that, it makes me sound like an easy target for kidnapping or worse. You make a good point. How's this then? If you promise you're not some sort of thief or con artist, and I promise that my coachman and I mean you no ill will, then will you take me up on my offer? I guess it's either that or I start walking and still risk getting kidnapped or killed on my own. That would actually be great. I promise that I'm telling the truth and I don't want to hurt you or your employee. That's comforting to hear, Marcus. I could put my fears of being taken advantage of by a handsome wanderer at ease. Silas winked at me and smiled. I also promise that I have been forthright with you and intend you no harm. Thank you, Silas. But of course, now, come around the other side and I'll let you in. He quickly disappeared behind the curtain. I could hear a latch being unfastened. I made my way around to the other side of the carriage and Silas opened the door for me, ushering me inside. From the outside, the carriage looked finely crafted and expensive. On the inside, it looked 10 times more so. Silas gestured to the seat opposite the one that he had been sitting. Now that I could see him fully, I saw he was indeed wearing a suit, or a version of one. It was an exquisitely tailored dark green doublet with golden trim. His pants were black and had similar gold trimmings along the sides. The cuffs of the pants were tucked into the black leather boots. What I hadn't really noticed before was how the green of his suit paled in comparison to his emerald eyes. If I had to guess, the suit was tailored specifically with his eyes in mind. I pulled my own eyes away from his gaze before I stared too long. Silas closed and latched the carriage door and whistled. The carriage lurched gently and began moving. He kept grinning at me, and I noticed his tail twitching slightly, like he was trying to keep it under control, but couldn't completely. So, you don't remember anything about how you ended up in that field? I tried to recall details, but anything before that moment I woke up was just blank. I let my gaze drop to the floor. No, the last thing I remember is waking up here. Is waking up there. When I try to remember anything before that, there's nothing. I don't remember where I came from or where I was headed. The only thing I can remember is my name. How curious. I do love a good mystery. Perhaps someone at the Academy may recognize you. Though we still have a bit of a journey ahead of us. Who knows, perhaps it will only be a matter of time for your memories to return. You keep mentioning the Academy, but what exactly is that place? Ah, right. Without your memories, you wouldn't know. Gimmeline Academy of Martial and Mystical Arts is the Academy's full name, but most people shorten it to the Academy of Orgama. It's a college for those looking to pursue a living in a capacity outside of more mundane jobs. Many students that graduate move on to a life of adventure, bounty hunting, monster slaying, and so on. Others may move on to more academic pursuits in the fields of arcanum research or history or medicine. The Academy provides resources and training for those individuals. While many people apply to get in, few are selected. It's a very prestigious academy, and rightly so. Some of the most world-renowned adventurers, healers, architects, and mages have graduated from the academy. Adventure. Adventure? Like exploring caves, slaying dragons, and saving princesses? Silas laughed. Something like that. It's not always as glorious as people dream it to be. Most of the time, adventurers are hired to guard someone, escort merchants from one town to another, cull the numbers of smaller monsters, or just increase security during some events. It's rare that adventurers are hired for something as daring as rescuing a princess from a tall, dragon-guarded tower. But there are some that do go on and accomplish great feats of heroism. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching this first episode of Where Stars Fall. Very cool, very happy to be covering this. It's got great visual style so far. It seems pretty ambitious compared to other VNs that I've played. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing this. It seems really awesome. Anyway, y'all, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!